Oh yeah, what's going on YouTube? Thanks for coming by to the channel. In this video, AB5 and the success, oh my god, that is a huge deal the Uber driver strike and the Lyft driver strike has had in California. And what's happened? They will be able to set a fare of their own choosing. Oh wow, I can set my own fare? Well, how high can I make the fare? Being able to set your own prices is an important part of being a true independent contractor. So Uber drivers had success in California. As you know, AB5, Assembly Bill 5, has passed and it was signed into law beginning in January of this year, 2020. And I think this is a big deal, and this is something that both Uber and Lyft need to do, and they need to do it now. So what has happened? So as of right now, Uber drivers in California are still not employees, Uber and Lyft drivers, and this also affects everybody else in the gig economy. So, but then there's been a lot of backlash, right? Because some of the drivers, some truck drivers, they didn't want it. There's other gig workers that don't want the AB5 to pass either because they like things the way they are, and I totally get that because I really don't want to be an employee either. Now when I say success, because now Uber has brought back the surge multiplier in California. So, and I would love to hear from you. Are you a driver in California? Have you seen the multiplier come back? Is it working out for you? Are you making more money? Please comment below. Let me know like what's going on. Let the community know what is happening out there in California, because all eyes are on you. So, but there's another breaking news. They also changed something else in California, and I really think this is interesting. Now, there's some people are saying, oh, this is going to be a game changer for Uber drivers, but I don't know, and I really want to hear what you think. So I'm going to do a screen recording real quick. So Uber drivers set own fares in California, California AB5 gig economy, Sacramento, Santa Barbara, Palm Springs. So Uber drivers can now set their own fare. But let's look a little further and deeper and see what this is talking about. Uber drivers who pick up, so this is by Minda Zetlin at Inc. I saw this on Yahoo Finance. That's the app that I use. So Uber drivers who pick up passengers at airports in Santa Barbara, Sacramento, and Palm Springs, California now have a power they never had before. They will be able to set a fare of their own choosing. When I first heard this, I was like, oh, wow, I can set my own fare? Well, how high can I make the fare? And how does that work, right? So if you get pinged for the ride, do you get an option right away? Can I say, oh, it's going to be $10, $20, $30, $100? I'll do that all day. $100, that's how much it's going to cost you. Well, you know, depending on where you're going. So they'll be able to set a fare of their own choosing, up to 5 times Uber's set price for the trip. Ooh, up to 5 times. The company is reportedly testing this new arrangement in smaller cities before rolling it out to other large cities or throughout the state. Beginning next week, drivers at these airports will also be able to set fares lower than Uber's set fare, as little as 1/10 of that fare if they choose. I don't know why you would do that. They'll also be able to opt out of surge pricing with automatically raises. They'll also be able to opt out of surge pricing, which automatically raises fares when they're in high demand and few drivers are available. I don't know why you would opt out. The changes come in response to California's new law. Why would you opt out? Does anybody know? Please comment below. The changes come in response to California's new law, AB5, which took effect January 1st and puts stringent rules in place for companies who define some of the people who work for them as contractors rather than employees. Let me scroll up here. Uber, like Lyft, DoorDash, and pretty much all other rideshare delivery services treat drivers as contractors. Under the new law, companies that define people as contractors rather than employees must now meet a three-part test to do so legally. And the first requirement is that a contractor must be in control of his or her own work and work conditions. With that in mind, Uber has already made changes to allow its California drivers to see the destination of a trip. That's really awesome. I can't wait till that comes to Boston, where I drive, in Massachusetts, or just everywhere, because I would love to see the destination. That would make the biggest difference to me, you know, the biggest difference whether I accept a trip or not, rather than just the starting point. Before accepting it, it's also given them the right to reject trips without penalty, and it's given passengers the ability to request individual drivers that they prefer. Oh my God, that is a huge, huge deal. I was just talking about this actually with my girlfriend, and she was saying too, because she was out at a work party and she was, it was drinking, having fun, she was hammered, and she wanted to come home, but sometimes, and a lot of girls do this. I pick up girls by themselves all the time that are a little too drunk. They're not too, they're not too sure of themselves. They could easily be taken advantage of. And with a preferred driver, which I know people ask me this all the time, with a preferred driver, you can request them. And I think this is a big deal. And this is something that both Uber and Lyft need to do, and they need to do it now. So where was I? So it also gives them the right to reject the trips without penalty. And it's given passengers the ability to request individual drivers that they prefer. And riders in California are no longer given a set fare when they hire an Uber. Okay, so now passengers will not know what the set fare is. It's going to vary by the trip, okay, and the time and everything. So instead, they're given a range of fares, with the final number taking into account both the duration and the distance of the trip. Experts say these changes will help Uber make the argument that its drivers aren't really employees. I think so. A bidding war is coming. Once the new airport, so this is the airport test, so this is where you're going to be able to set your fares. Once the new airport test pricing is fully in place, Uber drivers will, for the first time, be bidding against other Uber drivers for rides. This is going to be a problem. Now you're going to be bidding against other drivers. I wonder how this is going to play out. I would love to hear from you. If you're in California and you've been through this already, please comment below. Please, please, please. Would love to hear this. According to the Wall Street Journal report, Uber's algorithms will automatically match riders with the lowest priced available driver for their trips. This means drivers will need to strike a delicate balance between setting their fares too low and earning too little per trip, and setting their fares too high and having to wait a long time to get a passenger. I wonder how that works. Do you set it right away or per trip? So unless, of course, they band together to keep fares high, something that Uber drivers have already started doing at Regal National Airport near Washington, D.C. We've also seen this in other airports too. But if you think about it, perhaps the most surprising thing about this new pricing scheme is the very fact that it's new. Uber has consistently stated that it's not a company that provides rides, but one that connects riders with drivers. If that's the case, if Uber's main function is to play a matchmaker between drivers and passengers, why is it setting prices at all? Shouldn't every Uber driver have the ability to set his or her own rates? Interesting. It's interesting. Like I feel like Uber has not only changed and revolutionized the way that we travel and the way that people find rides, but now it's even, everything's changing so fast. We're at a revolutionary point. And I really wonder what the future holds. Are we going to be able to set our own rates? Are we going to be able to get our preferred riders with us? And I really think that's important, because especially me as a driver, yes, I want to have my preferred riders. I want them to connect with me because I provide service. I provide a better car. I'm always there to help them in and out of the car, get their bag. I mean, everything. I constantly clean my car, and I want to be rewarded for that hard work, for that dedication, for that service that I put in. And having preferred riders, I will get their rides more often than someone else will, right? That's how you compete in the marketplace, and I think that's the best way to do it. According to Melissa Berry, writing in the popular blog The Rideshare Guy, drivers have been complaining about their inability to set their own fares for a long time now, and apparently Uber is listening. The only reason they're listening is because of AB5. Let's be clear. That's great, but the company really should roll out these changes not just to all of California, but to all of its cities, to all of its U.S. drivers, and perhaps drivers in other nations as well. In fact, it should have had them in place from the beginning. As Barry writes, being able to set your own prices is an important part of being a true independent contractor. So what do you guys think about this? I really want to hear what you have to say. Please comment below. Let me hear what you think about this. This is some really crazy stuff. Some really, really awesome stuff. And I can't wait for it to come to Massachusetts. I really want to be able to set preferred riders, and it might change everything. Because honestly, we are getting oversaturated here in Boston, and I really want to build up my clientele of preferred riders. You know, it's not when, you know, having private clients is one thing, but not everybody wants to call and set it up or text and make sure you're around. Now, if somebody has a preferred driver, you know, they can probably set an appointment through the app, get your preferred driver, and now everything will run really good. And I'd be really happy with Uber and Lyft if they did that sooner rather than later. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And if you want to see more about the strike, definitely check out the next video I have for you here at the end, because there's a little bit more going on and you definitely want to pay attention to it. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.